More!
Lunch break! Oh, that was like the nice, like you guys all had soft hair.
Right?
Oh, guess who's here? It's Julie! Julie Zhan! Yay! Well, I'm sure you guys know Julie from many past Wong Fu videos and her own channel. But yeah, we've seen her in How Old Is She?
Oh my god, it was so funny. As a joke, I wrote a comment on that video. I was like, guys, I'm 43. And all the comments were like, you're old, get off YouTube.
Oh,
Oh my god, they believed me. Guys, I'm not 43.
Maybe that's just because, you know, as a woman, especially Asian woman.
Great segue.
I know, as an Asian woman, as a woman, like, maybe because we just have faces that look slightly younger, and then people are just like, hey, that's trustworthy.
Yeah. Well, and especially in entertainment, we always have to be younger to like get those roles and stuff. Whereas men age with wine. Wait, no, as
wine.
Like wine.
Yes.
And they get like better looking and stuff.
Women get better looking.
I really
do. See, I think that's another thing where women are expected not to age.
Yeah,
you know,
it's so true.
You do everything you can not to age.
Yeah.
I don't know
Is
why.
it makeup? But is it because of makeup? Because men don't really wear makeup, so it's okay as a society for men to age. But is it because women are taught to wear makeup from like age 12?
That's true for like when we're growing up and watching in movies, and people, they're like, women are not supposed to reveal their age. It's like, oh no, don't ask. That's so rude.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Are you guys offended when
No.
someone asks you?
I don't know if I've reached that point because I guess I'm still, I don't know, young in perception of like, I don't know, the world, I guess. Yeah, but like, I remember my teachers, like, they'd be like, oh, don't ask me.
They're so offended by
I mean, that's different because maybe the whole authority figure thing, but still, yeah, they were super offended. Like, what's your age? Like,
Professor.
They're like, I'm old enough.
Did you guys have any other, like, I don't know, expectations or just ways that you thought you had to be as a woman or as a girl?
I don't think I came from like a semi like Asian household. Like we're like very Asian American. No, but yeah, like my dad, he had this whole mentality. I think because he, I guess, was raised more Asian, but he was raised thinking that, you know, it was like the women's job to do the dishes, to clean, to do everything. So he would always cook, and then he and my brother would watch TV while I did the dishes. And I never thought that was right, but it was just what was expected of me. But I think, you know, getting older, you kind of mature and you understand like where he's coming from and why he does what he does. So for me, it's not as tough to like go through just for him, but yeah, when I was younger, it did not make any sense to me. I was really mad about that.
Yeah,
it just wasn't fair.
Oh my god, that's true, because over like the Christmas holidays, I went to the like Palm Springs with my best friend and her husband. So there were like, you know, couples, girls and guys, and then at the end of the trip, we were supposed to clean up the house. All of the girls were vacuuming, cleaning, and then the dudes were sitting on the couch watching the game. They're like, we're gonna help soon. We just gotta finish the game. And I was like, this is such a stereotype. As I was like vacuuming under their feet.
Oh my god.
Oh man, I don't know if it's that sense of just like a cultural thing, because our moms do it, and then they want to instill all these good values and skills for us to be married off in the future. Because I often heard a lot growing up, it's like, oh yeah, if you want to get a husband, you need to be more like this.
Yeah,
exactly.
Our goal was to get a husband.
Yes. Still.
Well, my
not
mom tells me that
hashtag
now too. She's like, oh, you should wear makeup to look pretty for a boy.
Oh!
Okay, I'm gonna look pretty for myself.
Yeah, there you go.
And
You
you
don't
tell
need
her.
makeup to look pretty.
There it is.
And then I'm like, no, that shouldn't be right. But she still like asserts herself. It's like, no, you do it for a boy. And I'm like, I don't know. She just has very traditional opinions because she is from like Asia, you know.
Right.
So yeah, I'm like the first of my family to be born here. So yeah, so like it's different from like, you know, being born here or generations, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's when I went back to China, actually. They were like, are you not married
Oh,
yet?
yeah.
Because we're considered like leftovers if you're like after 25 or something.
After 25? Really?
Yeah.
After, oh wow.
Yeah, and so
I know.
yeah, now I can't go back to China till I find a man.
Just shameful, just awful.
It's
you
so
know?
That's just
Shameful.
ridiculous though, like how, you know, your life's worth, not really worth, but that should be like the goal, is to get a husband.
Get married.
Because you don't have a husband, then you're not up here in life. You need to work there. Like,
Yeah.
why do you need a husband? Like, you can kill it on your own and be successful.
Oh yeah. But it's so different, even like through just like 2 generation gaps. My grandparents had an arranged marriage. And that wasn't that long ago. And, you know, like women weren't educated back then, so they had to rely on men to be able to like have a home and eat.
Be protected and be the breadwinner.
Exactly. So I get it. I think back then, that is your life goal, to get a good man so you have a good life. But we're in a totally different time and we can kill it on our own.
Right.
Single ladies.
Exactly,
I
you
think
know?
it's more acceptable now too to be like a girl boss and like
definitely.
Right?
Hashtag
I love that.
Ooh.
Yeah. And I totally agree where, you know, back in our parents' generation, as much as they try to instill all those values in us, they got it probably 100 times over, you know? And just not by their parents, but like just society.
Totally.
So I think it translates to them to like, oh, you know, we want our kids to be good and safe and secure in the future. So this is how we know that you will become that. You know, you will be taken care of.
And it's the same thing in like in life as you're saying, but also in career, because our parents' generation and our grandparents' generation was all about survival. So happiness was having a job. Happiness was, oh, there's food on the table. And it's so different, I think, especially in Asian culture, but in every type of culture where we get to pursue our passion now. And they're like, what are you doing? This isn't gonna make money or whatever. But that's now our definition of happiness, because fortunately our parents worked so hard that we don't have to think about like, oh, I don't have enough money for food. Now it's, oh, I'm gonna pursue what I love.
Right. I think that's so important.
And it's because of like our parents' hard work and our grandparents' hard work to put us in the position where we can be women boss.
There it is. There it is.
So how do we reconcile having a voice and not being afraid to be who we are? Because I'm struggling with that, and I'm sure a lot of us out there are trying to
Girl, I
say
hear you.
what we want, but not come off as a bitch. Or, you know, but then we're called passive aggressive if we don't say what we want.
Yes.
I don't know how to deal.
Totally. And I think that it comes in like support in numbers, because if
Like
you're the
a
only
union.
girl, no, it's like you're the only girl saying it, and all the girls are like, I don't know, that's just her. The girl on girl, like mean girl stuff, that has to stop. You know, we need to stop tearing each other down and like start uplifting each other. It sounds so like preachy and stuff, but
it's
it's
true.
so true.
So I think like, especially in the past year, I've learned to voice my opinions more, because I've been such a people pleaser my whole life. And I don't like, is it like an Asian girl thing?
That's the thing too, like Asian girl stereotype, it's kind of like being submissive.
Yeah.
Being submissive, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like when we're growing up, I often heard that boys will be boys. Girls being girls is being quiet, you know? And like do what you're supposed to do and don't complain about it.
Wash the dishes.
Yeah.
My friend was actually, she's so wise. She's in her 30s. Oh, that's another topic. I heard being in your 30s is way better than your 20s.
Really?
Like, I don't know.
I'm gonna say yes.
Is
I'm
anybody
30. Yeah, I'm turning 32.
I feel like you
And you know what? I'm proud of saying that I'm turning 32.
She's proud.
Yeah.
And is it true? Like, do you feel like you just know yourself and know life better?
I feel like towards the later half of my 20s, I was already starting to develop that. What I realized once I turned 30 is that I'm still evolving, and I've accepted that evolution, like a Pokemon, I guess, you know? Because like I think in your 20s, you want to like, especially towards the later half of your 20s, you want to start thinking like, oh, you're getting the answer, you're starting to figure out exactly who you are. But then when you reach your 30s, you're like, wait, there's so much more. There's so much more that I don't know. And when you accept that, then that begins the evolution process of like, you're ready to soak in more. You know?
That's awesome. It's the first step is admitting that you don't know everything before you can take in more. Right?
And I've heard that as you get older, you start realizing that you know less and less because the world is just so unpredictable, you know?
Oh, yeah.
So when you accept that and kind of like let go of that misconception of control, you open the doors to like amazing things happening. So I think in my 30s, that's what I'm like. I know. I was thinking that's, you know, tell us more. When you reach your 30s.
I always imagine irrationally that like the moment you turn 30, some magic happens, right? And you're like, I'm fabulous. Oh, another thing, don't settle for a guy that's like, okay or good enough.
I totally agree, especially with that biological clock ticking. If you are a woman that wants to be a mom and get married, I think that's awesome. But for those of you who like are like me, I've actually never wanted to get married, you know? Yeah. I love the idea of a wedding, you know, and seeing how beautiful that special day is. But for me personally, at least I'm not at that point yet where I'm like, I want to commit myself forever to somebody when I'm not done growing.
And committing to yourself first.
Yeah. You can have the career, and if later down the line you say, I want to have kids, there's adoption, you know, there's, you know,
and there
in
are
vitro and all
these
that.
kids out there that need homes.
Yes,
and
yes.
so I want to adopt one as well.
Really? Me
Yeah.
too, yeah. Yeah, so I totally agree with like the don't settle and don't feel like you have to give in to other people's expectations of you, which is, I guess, to sum everything up, right? It can be difficult because you are kind of going against the grain of what everybody else is doing, you know?
And
But
that's
then-
really strong of you to know that what you personally want is
Right.
that, and it's okay. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with people that do want to get married,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera.
And you don't have to apologize. That is something.
Never
Yes.
apologize for who you are.
Oh
Never.
man, it took me
Yes.
a long time, and I still am. I catch myself apologizing all the time for things that I don't need to
too.
apologize, right?
I feel empowered.
Yeah, I like honestly.
Nice. Go out and take on the world.
You know, there is that sense of just, hey, you know what? This is who I am, and it may not fit into your category or your box.
You.
Or other people's boxes, but you know, you learn to grow and be comfortable and embrace that. And the more you do that, the faster you do that, the more that this world can benefit from who you are, who you're made to be. You know, so
I feel that. Like, Christine.
I know, like run.
Tell us in the comments below how you stay true to yourself despite society's expectations.
So if you want more Julie, I mean, who doesn't? Follow her at her YouTube channel at
Shut up and dance! There's dance videos, funny skits, weird stuff, cute animals. Go!
Go to the description box down below for all the links. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Hashtag Girl Boss.
Girl boss!